Welcome to this service of the Unitarian Universalist Church of Amherst. We are so glad you have chosen to spend this time with us. We know you have many options and obligations on a Sunday, and we are grateful to have you here. I'm Doug Stroud, your worship associate this morning. I'm a lifelong UU. My parents brought me to this church for the first few years of my youth before attending the downtown church on Elmwood. And as an adult, I have returned here. For those gathered in the chapel, please place your phones on airplane mode to turn them off completely to ensure that our online community is able to participate without disruption. It's also good for our phones. We also have assistant hearing devices at the usher station at the back of the chapel. Also, if you're feeling chilly, please get up at any time in the service and borrow one of the cozy blankets in the big baskets on the stairs to the atrium at the back of the chapel. We are not overly formal here. It's okay to get up and take care of yourself.
I'm Reverend Michelle Buhite, the minister of this congregation. My pronouns, which I offer to create a truly inclusive and brave space for all to live into the fullness of our identities, are she and her. I offer my pronouns to normalize the practice and to give you permission to name yourself your way. Today, I am wearing a lab coat because we are trying new things. The lab coat is to remind you that there is a caring presence that wants us all to do well with new things, different ways of looking at the usual things, and a freedom to royally mess up. So we all have that much permission today. I know. All the rest of the time it's been, I've been really keeping track and keeping notes on things. No, I haven't. So, what's new today? Well, the coffee and tea for our fellowship time following the service have been moved to the lobby. An experiment that we'll participate in throughout the month. Why are the coffee and tea moved to the lobby? Because our fellowship hall, the Emerson Room, can be a challenging place with folks of all ages and physical capacities trying to get around, grab a snack, and find a place to sit, all without running over one another. By moving the hot drinks to the lobby, we've opened up a little bit of space to move. And in that space, you will find an informational table from the Green Justice team, who will be sharing information for the next couple of weeks, and they will also be offering the service on the 25th. So it's sort of a warm-up. You can kind of get to know them a little bit. Yes, that will be super fun. And if all that makes you anxious, it's okay, because experiments are anxiety-producing. And so, but I'm wearing a lab coat, so we're all safe, we're all fine. Today we're going to be engaging in an indoor fire drill or evacuation drill. We'll be learning where to go in the event that there's a real fire or other reason to get out of the building in a hurry. It's going to be noisy. The alarm bell is catastrophically loud. For good reason, right? I mean, you want it. You don't want it to be this gentle little, please go to your cars. So it's going to be chaotic. We'll receive some instructions before all of that happens, so it's not going to be a surprise. You will know exactly what's going to happen and when. We're going to move into these various places because we want to know how to keep one another safe. And this is one really important way that we can do this. We will not be venturing outside of the building, okay? If it were a true need to evacuate, you would have to just take your cute cold toes out into the snow. But today you don't need to. We are adaptable. We can trust one another and take care of each other. We need not succumb to fear because we are held in love. We're glad to welcome James Ronfola back to the piano. Yay! James is finishing up his winter break as a music student at Fredonia by spending the morning with us. He could have slept in, but here he is having music with us. We also have Snazzy Ron Canazzi on the drums and Phil Mann on bass. So don't be afraid to sing full voice. If you've been here when the band's in fullness, you know that it's inspiring and you're going to want to sing absolutely full voice. Our gathering music is Come and Go With Me. It can be found in the Teal Hymnal, 1018, and the words will also be projected up front. Let's rise in body or spirit and sing with some gusto. Go for it, Ron. Count us in. From here, there are 5 repetitions. Come and go. Awesome. You may be seated. I call us into this sacred time with words from Reverend Maureen Killeran. Holy is this place. Blessed is this ground on which we stand. Holy is this place. Holy are the places of memory, the places which have formed us, where we store the icons of success and shattered dreams, and gather threads and pieces of what we would become. Holy are the places of memory. Holy are the places of the dream, the places over the rainbow, where all children are wanted and all people are fed, where colors are the source of celebration, and youth and age come to the table as one. Holy are the places of the dream. Holy are the places of change and pain, the places of our struggle, where the rivers of our lives run white and fast, and we hold on, and grow. Holy are the places of change and pain. Holy are the places of connection, the places where we risk ourselves, where hands, touch souls, touch minds, and in awareness still, we change our lives. Holy are the places of connection. Holy are the places of becoming, the places of clear vision, where life and world are intertwined, and we can see forever in this moment and give thanks. Holy are the places of becoming. Blessed is the ground on which we stand. Holy and whole making is this place.
We honor this holy ground and the indigenous people who once occupied this land where our church stands as we pour a libation of gratitude. Let this water symbolize our covenant to strive to establish healing relationships and their descendants. Blessed is the ground on which we stand. Holy and whole making is this our place. When we gather, we light a chalice, a cup or vessel that symbolizes Unitarian Universalism and the gathered community. Please join me in our chalice lighting words. We gather this hour as people of faith, with joys and sorrows, gifts and needs. We light this beacon of hope, sign of our quest for truth and meaning, in celebration of the life we share together. Thank you. It is our custom to make time in the service to acknowledge the joys, concerns, and sorrows and other realities that we bring with us, affirming that every single bit of who we are can be held in this container of love. We embody this practice by placing a stone or a shell on one of the shared table labyrinths. We have a large one up front, and there's a smaller one in the back. It's your invitation to, as you place a stone or a shell, to bring yourself here. And so as the music plays, and with great joy to see Doug and Dolores Funky, hooray, come forward as you will.
place a final stone in recognition of the joys, concerns, and sorrows that our online community brings into this sacred space. Very often, after sharing this quiet time together, we remain seated and we sing a gentle song, introspective. Not today. With all that is going on in the world, with all of that tumultuous energy that we are carrying, I think we need a greater sense of connection. And so I invite you to rise in body or spirit. Sway if you want. That is allowed, by the way, swaying. And let your body be fully present as you set down all the things. So we're going to sing There's a River Flowing. Count us in, Ron. Oh, rise. Here we go. There's a river flowing in my soul. There's a river flowing in my soul. And it's telling me that I'm somebody. There's a river flowing in my soul. There's a river flowing in my heart. There's a river flowing in my heart, and it's telling me that I'm somebody. There's a river flowing in my heart. There's a river flowing in my mind. There's a river flowing in my mind, and it's telling me that I'm somebody. There's a river flowing in my mind. There's a river flowing. There's a river flowing. There's a river flowing in my soul. Nice, thank you. You may be seated. Do 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 do. Hey, friends. Look who's here. Hey, come on down. Yeah, this is not lava, just so you know. This
It's a bit
road
more
is not
comfy.
lava.
And has probably less road slush on it, if you want to
See,
sit
we're
closer.
trying to entice you. So today we present to you part 2 in our series about emotional dumping. Reverend Michelle, I have had just the worst week. Can you hear it in my voice? Do you hear my voice is a little scratchy? Can you hear that? I can't believe my voice is so scratchy. Whoa. Hey, hey, Trash Panda, can you hear how terrible my voice sounds? I'm really feeling kind of bad about it. What do you think about it? Huh? Do you think I sound bad? Please tell me. Hey.
Oh, hey, look, it's my friend. It's Dump Truck.
Dump truck?
Yeah. Dump Truck is really good at reminding people when they're dumping. And dumping sounds kind of like a funny word or an easy way to think about when we're unloading emotionally heavy thoughts, feelings, and stories on our friends. Oh, without asking first.
Uh-oh, I see. Yes, I remember last week when it was hard for both of us to listen to each other. So by asking first, I'm helping us both be better listeners.
Yeah, exactly. And sometimes all the time actually, we have to be good listeners whether we're the ones dumping or the ones listening. It all requires good listening skills.
So, Trash Panda, I have a worry I'd like to talk about. Would it be okay to talk about that with you in coffee hour after we go to faith development?
Oh my gosh, of course, Pack Rat. Thank you so much for asking.
Wow, great job, friends. Wow, okay. So we're going to let you go to faith development so that then you can have your conversation later at an appointed time that is convenient for all.
Woohoo! Thanks, dump truck.
Thanks, Trump. Let's sing our kids out.
Thanks, dump truck.
Going all our hearts, going, going to our homes. I have so many things. I have a reading for you today by Jane Hirschfield entitled Meeting the Light Completely. It's from Poetry of Presence, an anthology of mindfulness poems. And I'm going to present this as a Lectio Divina, which simply means I'm going to read it, and we'll breathe, and I'm going to read it again. Because it might be a different type of poem than you're used to hearing, and it does not relate directly to dump trucks or pack rats. So, but this is our transition, this Lectio Divina, to prepare our hearts for what comes next. Even the long beloved was once an unrecognized stranger. Just so, the chipped lip of a blue glazed cup, blown field of a yellow curtain, might also, flooding and falling, ruin your heart. A table painted with roses, an empty clothesline. Each time the found world surprises, that is its nature. And then what is said by all lovers, what fools we were not to have seen. Even the long beloved was once an unrecognized stranger. Just so, the chipped lip of a blue glazed cup, blown field of a yellow curtain, might also, flooding and falling, ruin your heart. A table painted with roses, an empty clothesline. Each time the found world surprises, that is its nature. And then what is said by all lovers, what fools we were not to have seen. You might find meaning in that of noticing the holy in the ordinary, noticing, that is actually a great way to start, is noticing. You may have noticed that there is a lot to be afraid of these days. The economy, incomes that aren't keeping pace with inflation, the 24-hour news cycle of calamities and outrages. Everywhere we turn, there's a new fear to add to our knapsacks. It's no wonder that poor little pack rat just wanted to unload some of that heaviness. Today is my mom's 87th birthday. I note the day because my mom was probably one of the most fearful people I've known. Whether it was abandoning 5-year-old me in the backyard as she fled from a ruthless, murderous bumblebee, or shutting herself into a closet while my dad played tennis with a wayward bat in the house, Nancy was afraid. The world was a terrifying place. I miss my mom. But I'm glad she's not here to witness the scarier place the world has become. This month's Soul Matters themes that we rather loosely follow, is practicing resistance. This week we've had an opportunity to witness, at least on social media, what that looks like, as neighbors and strangers held phones aloft as they filmed the drama in Minneapolis that left a mother of 3 dead. These bystanders practiced resistance. I imagine there were scary men in masks screaming at them to put their phones away, to stand down, and they resisted. That didn't change the outcome for Renee Good, but it made an impact. If you're keeping score, we have 1 point for fearfulness, my mom, and dozens for resistance, the bystanders. The scary men in masks and carrying weapons would like us to be fearful, but our faith calls us to resist. Fear is contagious. We know that one small nudge can result in a stampede. Resistance can also be contagious. One small act can result in a tidal wave of courage, waking us out of complacency. There's not much difference between a tidal wave and a stampede. They both have the capacity for destruction. But where a stampede is initiated from fearfulness, a tidal wave of resistance is the result of many individual drops coalescing into a force that will not be denied. Even if you are a person whose usual way of being in the world is fearful, there is power in the presence of courageous others. In the case of resistance, all it takes is one person to take action, to press record on their phone, and suddenly a crowd is empowered to follow suit. You may or may not be the first, but surrounded by like-minded others in the pursuit of truth and justice, you can be another particle in the wave of resistance that becomes a tidal wave for change. Today, we are practicing resistance by learning how to lovingly hold our fear. We're not going to wrestle our fear to the ground. We will not vanquish it. Rather, we're going to call upon skills we already have, as well as some new context to engage and transform our fear into a particle of courage. Way back in the fall of 2022, can you even remember those days? We were barely back in the building, just to give you sort of a time warp moment. And during that time, over a series of weeks, a group of us read Gareth Higgins' book, How Not to Be Afraid. It was a good time to be reading about fear as we were tentatively coming back together following the COVID lockdown. There was a lot to be afraid of. So I want to bring a few of Higgins' insights into our discussion today so that we can feel like we have the tools we need to meet the challenges of these times. According to Higgins, and I quote, "The beliefs we hold about fear and the beliefs we hold about ourselves are just stories." End of quote. It is the stories we tell ourselves and the stories we choose to believe about the things we fear that can be detrimental to our well-being and to our emotional and spiritual health. Your fears may not be the same as mine, but our conditioned responses to those fears may well be similar. Higgins writes, "When we are afraid, we repeat stories we have learned that say we must either lash out, run away, or be immobilized. Sometimes, because of the stories we tell in our fear, we hurt others. We lash out at family members or start wars. Sometimes in our fear, we try to escape from the voices in our hearts and in our heads, and we leave unfinished the work we are here to do and the gifts we are here to share. Sometimes in our fear, we go numb, stay stuck, and do nothing. We miss life, and the people we could share it with miss us. Fighting back against fear tends to provoke a rebound of even more aggressive, fearful reaction. Running away from it diminishes our lives. Freezing changes nothing. When we are afraid, we repeat stories we have learned that say we must either lash out, run away, or be immobilized. Can you see that every bit of what is happening in our nation is based in fear? I don't want to sound alarmist, but can you understand how much easier it is to push people around if there is a relentless undercurrent of fear? The pathway to practicing resistance is to recognize the patterns and stories and to disrupt them. How do we do that? We need to tell ourselves better stories. That's a good place to start. Stories that affirm that love is greater than fear. We disrupt fear by embracing strength that is rooted in love. Not force, not anger, love. In her Substack, Self and Society, Satya Doyle Bayak offers 20 archetypes of resistance. You know what an archetype is, even if you don't know what an archetype is. If you put "the" and a capital letter in front of a proper noun, you've got it. The healer, the musician, the cook, the neighbor, the observer. They're bigger than life. These are just a few of the examples that Bayak offers. The function of an archetype is to serve as a universal, recurring pattern in stories, myths, and the human psyche, helping us understand fundamental human experiences, motivations, and emotions by providing a common framework for behavior and meaning and guiding personal growth, which we call individuation. Given the way things unfolded in national news this week, we'll concentrate on some archetypes that we may have observed so that we can locate these strengths in ourselves. The neighbor. Sometimes the most important role in any of our lives is that of the neighbor, a person who helps to hold the community together and is available to offer a cup of tea, an ear, or a meal, or even a bed in times of need. The neighbor is often an underappreciated hero, but one who is remembered deeply in the hearts of the people they touch. I'm thinking about one particular neighbor. He lived in a neighborhood, Mr. Rogers, embodying that archetype, right, of being the safe place where you can go, get your questions answered in a gentle way. Or it may be in real life the person that you knew that you could knock on their door and be safe. Maybe you have been that person for neighborhood kids. Next is the observer. Systemic change rarely happens quickly, and it takes incredible courage to observe suffering and to share it with others so that it doesn't happen in the dark. The wisdom keeper. While so much is being destroyed, it's critical that whatever wisdom and culture can be protected, be protected. The wisdom keeper protects our books, languages, and cultural treasures for the future. Librarians are wisdom keepers. I think that's why there are so many movies about, oh, it's a librarian, and then they go behind the books and they're like, dun da da da, I am the Avenger, or whatever. Everyone knows librarians are fierce in all the best ways. The civil servant. While democracy is under attack, some of the most courageous people are those on the front lines of politics day after day, speaking truth to power and working hard to defend our institutions, even in the most dire of circumstances. And then there is the soul tender. Every movement needs places for soul tending, gathering spaces that help to replenish the sense of depletion and hopelessness, with leaders to remind us of our integrity and the larger story of creation and destruction unfolding over time. This is a soul-tending place. As I noted, there are 20 archetypes that the author lifts up to do the enduring work of transformation, peace, equality, and freedom. Archetypes are not magical beings that exist in some alternate space or time. We have living archetypes right now, people we can look up to and whose actions we might emulate. Archetypes might be actual people, or they could be fictional characters. I think we should have many archetypes in our personal, I was gonna say arsenal, that's not what I want, wardrobe. And in my personal pantheon, I have Xena, warrior princess, as well as my maternal grandmother. I want to be more like both of them, and I think they'd get along. And now it's time to sing. This song is one that we've sung just a few times recently. It's from the new virtual hymnal, Sing Out Love. The song is Love is at the Center. It's a great way to memorize our shared UU values with love at the center. The band is going to play it all the way through once, and then I'll invite you to rise and sing it with me. So for now, just relax and get the tune in your ear. Body or spirit. This is the second verse that's playing right now. They're going to play the chorus next. Get that in your head. You may be seated.
What we have at UU Amherst is pretty special. These days, it can be hard to find a community of thoughtful and caring people who are welcoming and inclusive, and we hope you have found that here. If UU Amherst feels like a place for you, whether or not you have explored membership, we hope you will begin a practice of financial support. When you support UU Amherst, you support values that are infused with love. Whether you give online, through automatic bank withdrawals, or randomly with cash in your pocket, we are grateful. And we promise to use your gifts respectfully and thoughtfully to continue to be the place where questions are welcomed and children learn love and kindness. The offering will now be gratefully received.